was your week? Mine was okay. Very, very hectic. Thank God. Thank God for strength. We've been running up and down as a lawyer, activist, conferences, seminars, courts, and so on and so forth. Just as I told you, the year has peaked and activities are moving on seriously for various reasons. Preparation for the elections in 2027. You know, Nigerians, after that's the Nigerian politician anyway, after an election, instead of thinking of the governance, they start thinking about the next election, putting the people aside. And that's why we have looked at our topic today. This topic is political leaders interested in the welfare of the people, which is the essence of government, essence of seeking your vote, my vote, to ensuring that they give us good governance by virtue of Section 12 of the Constitution, 1999 Constitution. All these are issues we look at today. And of course, my name is Wale Ogunade. I'm the host on this program, Voters Forum. I'm in live Galaxy Television. And I don't know wherever you are watching. Can, of course, if you can't get across to us, tell your people. You can just run on their phones, pick it up, go on to the Google Play, Apple, the Play Store, and of course, run to Galaxy app, and of course, they will get us real time on time. We'll go for a short break, particularly going for the any feature. And when we come back, our guest is already seated, and of course, we'll get cracking. Angwewe. Yeah, you want to this segment now. I have with me in the studio, Mr. Daniel Kanu. I call him the original Dan Kanu. Those of us who know the 1 million man march. And of course, the revelation of Babangida has put paid to all our speculations all the years. I won't go to that today. We'll look at it another day. It's a terrible thing. And of course, we'll get someone who was in the thick of this program, of this event, to give us a rundown of what really happened. Those of us who were alive, those of us who were involved in the MKO issue, the June 12 thing, we knew that truth, no matter how long it's hidden, will come out. Thank God that the truth has been disturbing him. And I really want to appreciate General Buhari, who really saw the truth initially and gave us June 12 as a public holiday. And that really started the move for the real truth to come out for June 12. And now that the truth has come out, we hope that the natural thing will take its course. I don't want to say anything now. We'll wait, keep that one till maybe next week or so, by the grace of God keeping us alive, to discuss that and treat it effectively. We'll get those who are in the know, some of them who are in the know of the June 12 struggle, to bring us up to speed concerning the events relating to the Babangida's revelation now. Be that as it may, just as I said, we have the original John Carlo in the studio. He is the chief correspondent, Sun newspaper. I want to welcome you to the studios.
Thank you, Mr. Wale.
Thank you for always honoring us whenever we call you.
Thank you.
Today we want to look at a very interesting topic, and the topic is very, very germane. These are political leaders and the people. The politician will come seeking your votes. In the process, they are acting as your servant, promising you heaven and earth. They are going to make life easy for you. They are going to provide infrastructure. They are going to create an enabling environment for your children, for yourself, to have access to health, education, for, of course, good roads, infrastructure, medication, economy, food. In fact, the only thing they have not promised, really, is that they have not told us that they are going to take us to heaven straight. Right. But they have promised everything. And unfortunately, I say it with all sense of disappointment, unfortunately, when they get to power, rather than making life easy for the people, it is now turned round. People are suffering. You saw what our respondents said, or you heard them rather, on some few seconds ago. There is no one that is laughing. You and I in the studio too I don't think
we
I'm not.
We don't have painful it is. So well, we are not left out.
How is it that the politicians and that's the political leaders now have no regard for the people once they get to office? Why?
Wale, before I start this topic, today, the 22nd of February, is my last boy. He's 15 years today.
Okay.
And Solomon.
Okay.
So let me just use this opportunity to just wish him happy birthday. He's a big star in the family. Okay. And I wish him the best of God's protection.
Yes, wishing him the best. Yeah. I'm a pastor, equally I will pray for him as a pastor. And of course that the Solomonic wisdom, that is the first Solomon, will be his portion. Amen. The wisdom, knowledge, and understanding will be his portion. Amen. And of course, I'll add that of Daniel to it, that the spirit of excellence will be his portion. Amen. And I've said that is the star of the family. Yes. Indeed, the Bible tells me that the children that God has given us are for signs and wonders. Yes. So your son, Solomon, will excel. It will be for signs and for wonders in the name of Jesus. Amen. So shall it be for him. Amen. In Jesus' name. I want to use this opportunity to celebrate all those who are having their birthdays today. That indeed today their day of joy will be forever. They will remember this day for good. And next year when they are celebrating another year, it will be in joy, in blessing, and in good health. So shall it be for all of them. Amen. Congratulations, sir. Amen. And thank so you. Help us say well to him. Amen. When he will get home. Okay. So to our question, political leaders and the people.
Mr. Wale, you know, one will not fail to sound somehow abusive.
No, please don't be abusive. Just I know you are feeling
I will not.
Because I don't want anybody to accuse any of
you know, when you say somebody is insensitive,
that's not abusive.
When you say somebody is selfish,
that's not selfish.
So those are the areas.
Okay.
It's not as if
don't worry, I'm there again. So whenever you
I will still have to you know, somebody's our lawyers have made good use of a language laboratory.
Yes.
You know, and they're not
training.
I know.
Including you journalists.
I know.
We use words as a tools of trade.
But you know, sometimes when we use certain words, we are the one that will convict us.
Yes.
And say this one that we are libelous.
Yes.
So what I'm saying, sometimes, you know, when you look at the Nigerian politician, you know, you see the sensitivity. You know, some of them appear to be even inhuman. You know, some of them you can say they are selfish, as I've said. And you see some of them, you can see outright wickedness. They don't even have a feeling at all. Of course, I wouldn't want to clamp all of them together. There are still some very few that you can still say this one stands out. But what is also pathetic is that even sometimes I don't know exactly what is there, and when they begin to handle the clutches of power, I don't know if there is, let's say, a bug or something demonic, which I don't think so. That is there that is affecting them.
Sorry to interrupt you. The other day, was it Segun Adeniyi, the press secretary to Yar'Adua.
Or is it Reuben Abati?
No, not Reuben Abati.
Okay.
Adeniyi.
That's to Yar'Adua.
And to Yar'Adua was saying that there's something in that Aso Rock. And of course, all the other small rocks. let's give it that so that we don't stress our headache. All the various government houses, governors' offices, that there is something there that turns their head once they get there. Can one ascribe what you have going to that issue?
I want to believe so. It may not also be only on Aso Rock.
No, I've already said the small rocks. Including corporate offices.
Yeah, so and I don't also know whether it's something that deals with power itself. You know, I remember I was reading one of the write-ups of late Delegiwa, you know, the master in my profession. You know, when he was writing the Parallax Maps, that was his column then in Newswatch. You know, he was talking about power. And I can still remember, he said that power is a crazy aphrodisiac.
Yes.
He said it makes men blind of their shortcomings and inflicts them with a parallax view of their own place and importance. You know, that power makes men blind of their shortcomings. You know, but when you look at some people, when they really have power, you know, it intoxicates some people that they don't even know the boundaries of what they could do. So it's a part of a problem.
Let's go to just to add some humor to it. I'm sure you saw the viral video of that Oba who made someone who is even older than him. And in Yoruba tradition, we respect ages. It does not matter.
Of course.
We respect ages.
Seniors. Yes.
So an elderly man of 73 made him to lie down on the street because he's powerful. Is that what you are trying to say? That because he's in Oba, he now sees that he can turn men into slaves, disgrace them?
So those are the issues. Unless we begin to know exactly that when you are in a place of authority, let's say we voted you into power. You know, just like the late president Yar'Adua said, that is a servant leader.
Yes.
You know, unless they begin to have this orientation that they are our servants, that will be a problem. Because when they are there, what they do is just to lord it over to us. You know, they see themselves as masters. You know, and they do a lot of things, you know, with no horse bear. You know, you can do anything. And nobody is also holding them to accountable.
That's the problem. Are they gods? Do they, of course, they behave like gods. So they don't think, and for you to know that, they know that they are accountable. When the elections are coming, they start coming back.
Exactly.
Looking at one way or the other to get your vote. Humbling themselves.
Exactly.
Once the elections are over again,
you will not see them again. It's a very pathetic situation. And that is why Nigerians should wake up.
Yes.
You know, to the reality of the moment.
Yes.
Because what we see from them, there was one clip I saw either in Ghana or so, where there were some truckload of some food they were taken to some villages in Ghana.
Yes.
And those people were telling them, we don't want to go away with your goods. And I was asking myself, can Nigerians be bold enough to do this thing? You know, to reject most of these gifts. And one of the greatest problems with Nigeria, you know, the politicians have pauperized an average Nigerian, and they not put a price. They know that what they are thinking is that everybody has a price. If Wale is castigating them, Wale is what they know. Okay, if we give Wale 500 million that we can get him. That is their mindset. And they find out that when they find out that, you know, people are already down. Most Nigerians are down. And you know, there is also this divisivism. You know, I've always told you, they have divided Nigerians to a level that it becomes very. I've been in the Southwest. In fact, I did my first degree here at the University of Ibadan. I did my master's degree at the University of Ibadan. I work with British American Insurance in Ibadan. I have been for almost more than 25-30 years in Ibadan.
You don't become batting.
That's what I'm telling you.
And you don't get Yoruba name, I'll give you.
even if I say Bola,
I'll give you Bola Hunt.
So that's because, you know, they have pauperized an average Nigeria. So, and you know, and when they have so much divided us, and it's a very, very signal that we are facing in this country. If anybody want to say something bad, maybe you want to criticize the president, even positively, somebody will say, it's because it's not a Yoruba person. Somebody P2B want to bring a good idea. They say, let him go. Because, you know, there's always way, if you come there, they see Wale, by the time you talk, they say, he's a Christian. They bring religion something. There's always this division. And they always have some people, you know, they are ready to use. Look at what is happening in Lagos State House of Assembly now. Tomorrow you see people of this side, they do a press briefing from Obasa. People from this side, you know, you become so confused. So that's a very big problem.
Yes.
So what I'm saying, until we begin to hold the politicians accountable, we'll still be walking in circles.
We'll be walking in circles. So we'll quickly go on a short break. I say that you need water, so that by the time we come back, our guests will have taken some water, and of course, we'll come on the second round. Don't go away. It's Voters Forum, and I'm Wale Ogunade, your host of this program. Please tell your people And of course, you can just go along with or follow us on all the social media handles, Facebook, on Twitter or X as they call it, and Instagram. And of course, just post your comments. We'll get across to them, and even if need be, we'll begin to react to them. Please, don't go away. We'll soon be back. The studio was buzzing, but don't worry. We'll get some things to do. We'll get some things to do. All this way how we can make this program more better. Adding value to it with your serious inputs too. All those things will work around, and very soon you'll see those changes. Our guest is still in the studio with us, the original Dan Kalu, senior chief correspondent to the news, the Sun newspaper,
yeah.
and of course, with us. We were looking at the issue of accountability before we went on that short break. Yeah. Can you put us up to speed on that aspect?
Yeah. Well, what I was saying in essence is that it's time for Nigerians to, to wake up and begin to hold their leaders accountable. If we continue to be docile the way we are, we'll continue to work in circles and things will remain like things will not change. Well, I remember there was a time as a student at the University of Ibadan, there was a time this late Ghani, senior advocate of the masses, there was a day he wanted to come in around 1994, 1995. He came to UI to deliver a lecture. And I remember the military stopped him and they said he should not come. He said that it is fundamental right to come to the University of Ibadan to deliver a lecture. We didn't know how it happened, but on that day, he was at the University of Ibadan. In fact, at the Social Science Hall, the crowd was massive, and he was there. He delivered. What am I saying? He dared because he knew his right. At Yaba, I still remember there was a time he wanted to go there to stage a protest.
Yes.
The military, either during Abacha or they also stopped him. He said he would be there. Yes, he said he would be there by 12. I was there at Yaba. I still remember a lot of, what was the president of NBA? Abakoba, all of them, they were beating. They were beating and shooting. All of, I can still remember.
Why did you go there now? You caused me to remember solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever.
We shall always fight. So what I would say, Nigerians must always fight for their right. You see, if the way things are going, if we keep quiet and you think the every Nigerian position may be there to waste you, and they don't care.
Really, what quenched that agitation? You know, as you said, I remember when we were in Yaba.
Yes.
Well, I was younger then, of course.
I was there, Yaba.
With the Tunji Breakthrough, the cream de la cream of the Aluta movement. We are there.
I used to go to his house in VI around Silverbed.
Tunji Breakthrough.
Yes,
almost opposite to me. All those things are where we went. We'll go there. Tunji Breakthrough. What was his name? The one in Antony. Anukulapo Kuti was Ransom Kuti Beko, Maria.
Yes.
We are all talking Baba Fashion and all these people. Baba Omojola, Femi Aborishade. All of them were there. The question is, why is it that fervor, that Aluta spirit, just died down when the civilian came in? Was the fight? What really happened?
I think part of the problem was when civilians came in. A lot of activists, just felt we have conquered, and they relaxed. And most of them also did not. Also, sometimes when you put up such struggle, you also move into power to be part of
it. We relax. No doubt, Chief was one of those because of the wahala of the 1999 Constitution, being a military decree, and so on and so forth.
People that even fought for the democracy, majority of them relaxed. And it was people that, you know, that time I remember in 1999 when President Obasanjo, Chief Olusegun, when he came out from prison, and then when he was, you know, even some of the governors in their party, some of them were, many people were not interested. You know, Nigerian just like, okay, we have come back to democracy. You know, civilization. It was not even democracy. So many people relaxed. I think the thing is that the civil society relaxed.
We caused it. I agree with you.
And some people that we are also looking up to, you know, people like Gani, when they left too, you know, when Gani died, Beko died. A lot of those people that we are providing, Chimobani, yes, most of them also died. There was a problem. Because these are people that will inspire you.
Yes.
Well, let me shock you. There was a day we went to, myself and Babalola, one of my editors, when I was in the Champion newspapers. We went to interview Chief Gani in his house in KJGRA. After interviewing him, you know, when he was escorting us out, he asked us, did we not come with car? We said no, that I wanted to, because of hold up and everything, wanted to. Because he called his driver. He said, come. It was, it was Gani's car that took us to Champion newspapers house. His car, the car that he uses, that I was shocked.
His Pajero.
You know, his car, myself and Babalola, he took us to the So those people, those visionaries that you can look up to. And some of the ones that it's also so sad. There are some of the people that were also part of them that fought during that period. And some of them now entered into power. And you find out that they also stay the other side.
Is it the principle of when you are eating, you don't talk?
But it should not be so. Because if it's a
the second leg is that since you see there is a Yoruba adage that says that I am already full, I'm no more hungry. So I care less, maybe you are suffering.
But any of the two is bad.
Because you don't catch me like that. Any of the two.
No, any of the two, the mentality of any of the two is bad. It's bad. Because I begin to, is it only in Nigeria that we have people that can live?
What do you read for Ibadan? Post science. That's why you don't catch me well.
But in my master's, I did international relations.
No, I say you don't catch me. So on the two legs, are standing well.
No, so the
ideas are bad.
That mentality is bad. And you begin to ask yourself, why is it that places are only common in Nigeria? Don't we have politicians in Ghana? We have politicians in some other countries. We are not saying that they may not also be corrupt.
Cote d'Ivoire
of this, don't we have this? But I don't know. I think the key in Nigeria, I don't know whether I would say is greed. You know, this primitive acquisitive instinct. They want to acquire and acquire and acquire. It's a problem.
Let us look at it again, because I don't just know. This is not how it just happened. Is so interesting. Those of us who fought for democracy, particularly this one from 1999. I'm not looking at those who fought for independence now.
These are democracy.
This democracy. Those of us who fought for it. Are we to blame for the suffering of the people, or the people are to be blamed for suffering because they too? Because I remember many a times when we are moving against the military, maybe after they are sat down at home for 2 days, 3 days, they'll begin to harass us when we go, because I'm always part of the monitoring team to see those who are complying. Right? Sometimes in Lagos, sometimes in Port Harcourt. I think you mentioned Chima Ubani. He's in the process of the monitoring activities that he died on the way.
From Meduguri or so.
Yes. So, is it because, when we are now monitoring, you see the people now sometimes pestering us with so that we should go and sit down. They are tired, they want to eat, they are hungry. Instead of us to sacrifice. Sacrifice in terms of voicing out, sacrifice in terms of holding our leaders accountable. Is that why the leaders now feel that they have been given a blank check and to them they can just do anything roughshod over the people?
I think both. The thing is that the civil society themselves should also wake up. Because if you ask me, you can find that the civil society as we have them today. They are a little weak. It's not as if they are not there. But in terms of,
are you trying to out powder to our face? Is it little weak or we are weak at all? Let us, because most of them are watching and listening. Because the issue is that the civil society has gone to sleep. Because the tension and the activism during the military rule of holding, even with the gun, we held them accountable. Not only were we harassing them that no, they have no place in governance. Again, that even since they are now they force themselves there, they must be accountable. But that one is not available here. Budgets are rolled out. At the end of the day, the budget is not implemented, but the money that has been budgeted for.
You know, I don't even during the time we are talking about, even the time of Ghana and all of them, it was not still everybody. You know, it was not still everybody, but this is that there must be some people that will still stand out. I can still remember in those days at the University of Ibadan, if we say we are going to protest the next day, this evening by 6 o'clock, all these big men, if you come to UI Moto, there will be cars everywhere. All these bushes, they will come and take their children away. But it didn't stop us. That same day, we still hold the protest. Yes. So, Victoria, so I'm not saying it is not that everybody. That's why I like what this guy is doing. Showore.
Yes.
In fact, he's very vocal.
He's about the struggle.
You hate him or like him, he's very vocal.
He's a strong voice.
So
I wish we have 4, 5.
If we have 3, 4, 5 people that will be speaking, you know, because the situation we are now is not a situation where we have to be so calm. No. So those are the situations where we find ourselves. So what I'm saying in essence is that the Nigerian populace, the Nigerian people themselves must wake up. Because the place we are now is, if you don't say, if you want to keep quiet and want to be too civil, you will die there and nobody will care. There is, somebody say that it is the blood of the innocent that is used to water the tree of revolution. People must pay sacrifices. Because what we are passing through now, what an average Nigerian is passing through now, and they seem not to be talking. I saw the one man was saying that if a chicken, we are buying 5,000. Because they buy 25,000, 30,000. Then, and we are glad.
And she was looking helpless.
You can see.
Dejected.
So until we begin to mobilize ourselves, we are not saying, of course, leadership is not also easy. You know, also give it to them. Most of us have been in positions of leadership. It's not easy. But the leadership is that, you know, there's a procedure you have to follow. And when the leader is not getting it well, you know, you make corrections. We must have some voices that will say the way you are doing it is not
feedback,
the way you Yes.
There must be feedback.
But here, there is no feedback. And even when you want to feedback, they don't want to take it. If they don't want to take it, then you have to force them to take it. That's where the protestation comes in.
Can we look at feedback as criticism? The leader does something, you say, that's not good enough. No, do it this way, that way. Can they be, is it, how do I put that question now? Do they see it as criticizing them instead of seeing it as a feedback for them to do better?
It's only somebody who has skeleton in his cupboard that when you criticize the person.
Because years ago, I said this because years ago I was president of a group in school. When we were in school, I was the president. I contested with somebody. And of course, I won. And the guy saw it as he ought to be the president. And to all intents and purposes, he began to criticize me every step I took. Unfortunately, maybe because I did pol science in school, so I saw him as a leader of position. And of course, don't forget, with the British system, the primaries and so on. So to me, he was criticizing. I see it as feedback. And whatever he brings out as criticism, I worked on it. And it made me, I was the most successful president of that group in that time. So why is it difficult for leaders to see feedback, criticism as feedback?
It is also people that have something to hide. I can tell you. Because people that don't have anything to hide, when you criticize them, you bring out the best from them.
That's what happened to me.
Because by the time you criticize them, it's just like, I'm not standing for him. It's just like, sometimes I find out like, when he was going in for the presidency, I mean, His Excellency Peter Obi. When he was going for a president, you see a lot of criticism, but he'll be telling you, check the records. You know, go and check the records. I did this, go and check the records. I did it. That I became a governor, I never had a plot in my place. He said, go and check the records. You know, so it's only people that are not good leaders. In fact, there are people that are vegetative for me. They are not even supposed to be there. And only the people that immediately you raise certain issues, they begin to, some of them that they already have a complex with them. When, as you are now, when somebody raises an issue, what you need to do is to defend the issue. And if those people are raising issues that are very critical, you know that is very crucial, you find out a way on how to tackle it. But here you find out situations where maybe you say money is rolled out, you won't even see anything that is done with the money. And the person will be, so why won't you criticize the person? So that is where the issue is. They should be seeing criticism as a feedback. Let me tell you one thing, if somebody is criticizing you, if, like the president now, if he's doing so well, and if you criticize him, you will see the records of what he has done. And by the time you're criticizing him, even you see a lot of Nigerians that will tell you, please leave that man, the man is doing well. Go to my state in Abia State. Of course, we are not saying that the state of, but if you see the leadership that is there now, Dr. Oti, that is handling the clutches of power. If you go there, you find out that almost everywhere has become, what do we call it? Has become a workyard. You find out everywhere the roads are, every sector, you know, is getting development. But now you criticize me, even the people, if you go to, people tell you, say, leave the man, that the man is doing the job.
The fact speaks for itself.
Exactly.
The principle there is res ipsa loquitur. So that is what we want to see, and that's what we are talking about. We want your work to show. There is no need of what you call it now, public relations. Rhetorics. No, we want your work to speak for itself. In fact, the Holy Bible still says, let your light so shine before men. When your light, when your work shines, it will speak for you. Doubt. There won't be any doubt at all. And of course, we want through this today's episode for all our political leaders to have a thought for the people that voted them in. And of course, the gist and what I take away for today is that feedback should not be seen as criticism. That is just the gist of today's thing. And we may take it up again next time, but be that as it may, we want this one to be the foundation for our political leaders to know that the people you have vowed to serve, they must be served because that's what you are elected to do. Till next week, I really want to thank you, Mr. Dan Kanu, the original Dan Kanu. Please send our regards to Solomon, the wise man. And to all our people, we want to thank you for being with us today. I hope we've given you a wonderful topic today and a wonderful time. I'm Wale Ogunade, your host of this program. I want to say, have a great week ahead. Great. And don't do anything against the law. Cheers.